Oh, my friends, it is time for the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty. I've come to realize over the years that many of you love this series on this channel. In case you are stumbling upon it for the first time, what we do is we go over every single product that is in the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty. There will be 3 videos, one for every week, and if you check the description box below, there will be timestamps for every single day, as well as affiliated links. If you do want to help support the channel, you can make your purchase using those links. And a few more things before we start off this video. You can skip this section if you're not interested, but hopefully it does help you out. So first of all, I wanted to say there will be select Ulta brand items in this sale. I don't yet know the full list, but once I do, I will make sure to link them in the description box below. The second thing is, as you may know, we also have the Sephora sale coming up in the month of April. So I wanted to mention one more really good sale that is just flying under the radar. You already saw this if you follow me on Instagram, but it's either a great sale or just out of the cards. I know this in advance, but let me tell you about it real briefly. So the website Be Glowing, which is almost like a bit of Ulta, Sephora, and a skincare store, maybe a derm store or skin store, all combined into one. They have Kosas, Youth to the People, Sol de Janeiro, Dr. Dennis Gross, New Face, Ulta and Sephora brands. But then they also have Holy Frog, SK-2, PCA Skin. They are running 40% off site-wide with a catch when you spend $600. So that does mean your order will be a minimum of $360. I mean, that's not bad for stuff like SK-2. And you may do a lot better with this if you are just planning on making a big 20% off or 15% off order over on Sephora. So I wanted to make sure to mention that. They are a great website. I've ordered from them many times. Again, I know it's not an option for everybody, so I also want to say one more thing here. As you all know, there's a lot going on in the world, so I want to reiterate. If you do not have the means to shop in any of these sales, please know there will be more sales. It is perfectly okay to skip out on these right now. It's okay to not hit Platinum or Rouge this year, depending on where you are. That is okay. And hey, listen, if you're in a good place as well, if you've saved up for this sale, if you're very excited, also don't feel bad for wanting to make a purchase in this. You are very much allowed to. Although I will reiterate, I have a video talking about where to donate if you have the means to donate. Again, that's only something to do if you do have the means, but I encourage you to check that out. I went through a lot on Charity Navigator. I always do, trying to find the best place to donate. But I think we can just go ahead and get into it. Again, this is a series where I've tried an awful lot because I have done this video series for years now, but it's not an end-all be-all. I always encourage you to share your thoughts in the comments section below. And also, I'm not going to just, really tell you what I think is good and bad. I'm going to try to explain all of the products in this series. So our 50% off deals start with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz. So I wanted to make sure I explain this one really well. We have Brow Wiz at one end of the spectrum, so to speak, and Benefits Precisely My Brow at the other. Brow Wiz is a skinny brow pencil that draws a much more stiff line. It's a much more natural appearance, whereas Benefits Precisely My Brow is a much more creamy product. It draws a much more bold line. I used to think that your preference in brow pencils depended on your skin type. If you had dry skin, you'd gravitate towards that creamy finish. If you had oily skin, you'd gravitate towards that much more stiff type of pencil. But I've come to realize over the years that it's also the appearance. Benefit and creamy brow pencils make a much more bold brow look, whereas Brow Wiz is more natural. Moving on to the Beauty Blender, this is exciting to see. So let me talk to you about Beauty Blender and all of its dupes. So everything exists on a spectrum, right? I was just talking about the brow pencil spectrum. Sponges have their own spectrum as well. I think the reason that Beauty Blender was such a hit is because it is directly in the middle of this spectrum of stiff sponges and soft sponges. Old sponges were that kind of stiff texture. There's still a whole bunch of stiff sponges on the market if that's what you like. And the thing about stiff sponges, even though for me personally they kind of feel like beating my face with a tennis ball, I do get the appeal because they do give you full coverage. I bet they're really good if you have a very gentle hand, also if you're very delicate in your application. Whereas over on the soft side, which I would say a good example is the Shop Missy a pawpaw sponge are kind of like using a cloud. They feel amazing, but because they're so soft, they absorb a lot of product, which is why I don't actually prefer those. They soak up a lot of my very expensive foundation. I see it when I wash the sponge out. They feel great. They give a light coverage because so much of that foundation is sucked up, and also they do tend to rip more easily because of how soft they are. So I think you kind of have to figure out where you are on this spectrum in terms of your own preferences, and I think Beauty Blender is so popular because of that perfect alignment in the middle. How about I tell you about some of the dupes? So right here in the middle is Beauty Blender. I like a little bit over here into the soft territory. I like the e.l.f. Total Face Sponge. It's not too soft, but it's a little bit softer. The NYX sponge all the way over in the super firm territory. The Eco Tool sponge, that one actually kind of goes back and forth. I don't find that to be super consistent, but it's not bad. It's just going to lean one way or the other. The Real Technique sponge, that one has hardened over the years, much like many of our hearts. Oh, the Juno sponge, that one's not on this spectrum because it's actually a full coverage sponge. It has kind of that velvet finish to it, so it feels really soft, but it gives full coverage. So yeah, you have to figure out your own preferences, what kind of finish do you want? You want fuller or less coverage, and how are you about washing it? Are you a tough washer, or is it going to rip a lot for you? So anyway, the reason Beauty Blender, in my opinion, is so well loved is just because it sits right there in the middle. Moving on to the MAC Fix Plus, so let's have that quick conversation about what a setting spray and a fixing spray is. So this is a setting spray. Oh goodness, I almost got myself confused. In spite of its name, yes, Fix Plus, it is a setting spray. What that means is it is a hydrating spray, not a dehydrating spray. It is meant to blend your blush, your contour, your bronzer, your highlighter into your foundation so that it looks more natural. It basically delivers extra hydration. It's a fine mist. It does have a scent to it, although I would say it's a pleasant scent. Very easy to use product, that's why it's a classic. But yeah, it won't extend the wear of your makeup. You would need a fixing spray for that. The Tula Protect and Glow Daily Sunscreen SPF 30. I've heard a lot of good things about this one. Unfortunately, as some of you know, I do have certain allergies, and you know what it is? With US sunscreens, I tend to be allergic to UVA filters, which knocks out so many sunscreen options. I wish I could tell you more about this one. Many of you have said it's wonderful, and as always, feel free to leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Monday, March 14th. See, I had a multiplier on my account for 5x on Smashbox, and I almost bought these new reformulated primers, but I knew they were going to be 50% off. I knew they would. Smashbox is a brand that is known for their primers, so I am very curious about these. We have 4 different options in here. Yeah, I haven't tried the reformulation, so again, if any of you have, feel free to comment, but I pretty much anticipate they're probably quite nice. 50% off nude sticks. I have not tried these, so feel free to comment if you have, although I kind of shy away from nude sticks. I don't understand what I've heard about the brand, so I just don't try much from them. Moving on to Peach and Lily. I feel like I just said that in such a Stan type of voice, did I not? I do love Peach and Lily. The matcha, oh, this is a funny conversation. We are off to a strange start in this video. The matcha pudding antioxidant cream. So unfortunately, I swear I'm not allergic to everything, but I do have an allergy to a certain ingredient in this product, and it's such a shame because it is a gorgeous moisturizer. And then we also finally have the Transparency Pro Spot Treatment, but I'm also gonna skip it. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why I'm not going to buy this, and yet it may be a good option. I'm going to skip it because I do have a more difficult skin type. Even if you're new to my channel, you've probably figured that out by this point in the video, right? Me talking about all my allergies. Yeah, my skin is a little difficult. It's a little reactive. So when it comes to these spot treatments, I feel like it's never enough. I need to use active serums. So I recently tried that Skin Fix BHA and azelaic acid. It's a spot treatment, and it probably is great as a serum, but as a spot treatment, it wasn't enough for me. I need the Tula BHA, which has those ingredients in a serum form. The Kinship retinaldehyde spot treatment, it's fine. I don't have any problems with it, but I need to use that all over my face. So that's the reason I'm skipping this. I think if you have, minor spots of hyperpigmentation, this might be perfect for you. But if you're somebody who has, a lot of hyperpigmentation you're trying to deal with, I would recommend you a serum. Specifically, if you want a recommendation, my favorite, the Geek and Gorgeous Sea Glow. You have to spend a little bit to hit the free shipping minimum, but that one is so good. And then we have 50% off Crepe Erase Lift and Smooth Neck Firming Treatment, so I'm always hesitant on any product that uses the word lift, as topicals really can't lift. You kind of would need a needle to come in and to actually lift. You understood that. But as always, feel free to leave your thoughts if you have tried that. Things are starting to get exciting. On Tuesday, March 15th, we have, can we get Sarah Vital out of the way? Can we? Truly in every sale. She's not wrong. It's truly in every sale. I think I dedicated a conversation to this in my most recent, what was that, the Love Your Skin event? So I'm not going to go over it now, but if you enjoy this, my goodness, I hope you only ever get it for the 50% off price tag. I really hope you do. 50% off the Clinique High Impact Mascara. That one's nice. It's a nice mascara. I feel like that's really all I have to say about it, though. It's nice. It's more natural looking, not too bold. I don't remember that one flaking, but it's not going to be my top pick for a mascara in this whole sale. We all have our own preferences, so I'll get to my top pick. Feel free to comment if that is your absolute favorite. Beauty Bakerie Lip Whip. So it looks like we have quite a few options here. I only have the Lip Whip Gloss. It is absolutely beautiful. I just reapplied it for this section. I have the shade Holy Cannoli. It's very pretty. It's very glittery on. It does have a strong scent, though. I would say it's a vanilla scent. The Matte and Metallic Lip Whip. I haven't tried those. I think I outgrew matte lipsticks. It's really strange how that happened. It's really strange. I loved them so much in my 20s. By the time I got to my 30s, it's a little different. I still see plenty of people who are able to pull it off, though. I don't think it looks as good on me anymore. And yet, man, I rocked a matte finish. I rocked all of those. You remember the real heyday of the matte liquid lipstick? It was such an exciting time in the beauty industry because we'd never seen anything like it before. But I think what happened is a lot of us, it's not comfortable. They've never been comfortable. I think a lot of us were just like, you know what? I'm going to call that a time in my life and move past it. Mom was right, it was just a phase. So my apologies, I don't have a lot of thoughts on that, but I do have a whole heck of a lot of thoughts on this next two products, actually. COSRX Advanced Snail 96 Mucin Power Essence and the cream will be 50% off. I am not someone who is just constantly telling you every product in existence is my holy grail. You all know this. But this one right here, the Advanced Nail 96 Mucin Power Essence, it is my holy grail. And we are now going on, I think, 4.5 years of this being my favorite product of all time. Like I've said in this video, I do have a bit more reactive skin, and this just seems to be the best product I've ever tried for calming that down. Check out my full video on it if you want more tips on usage. I do talk about how it is possible to be allergic to it. If you have a dust mite allergy in particular, there's some crossover in those allergies. And then for some people, it just doesn't do that much. I think if you don't have reactive skin, it may not be the holy grail for you that it is for me. The Advanced Snail 92 All-in-One Cream, this is kind of a very different product. It's almost slimier than the Snail. Do I have it? Let me see if I can find a scoop. Oop. Maybe just opening it conveys that, actually. It might convey that. It's slimier. I actually don't like this as much as the Essence, but again, that's all personal preference. It's still a well-done product. I do suspect that if you have a more oily skin type, you may like this because it actually, in spite of looking slimy, it feels lightweight on. If I use this without a second moisturizer, it almost feels drying. It's just because, very simply, it's not providing enough emolliency for dry skin alone. But this all-in-one cream, it does mean that it's supposed to be more than just a cream. It's supposed to be a serum, an essence, a moisturizer all-in-one. So you could still use it with dry skin. You'll just need to use a second moisturizer with it. I love these products so much. I highly recommend recommend them for anyone with a difficult skin type as long as you're not allergic. Know your allergies. And then we have Lash Food Phytomedic Natural Eyelash Enhancer. You know, I'm still mad about buying this. I'm still mad. I do apologize in advance. If you love this product, you may hate what I'm about to say. You may hate it. I just feel like I wasted money on, how big is this tube? Hold on. 0.10 fluid ounces of herbal water. I mean, it's really just herbal water. It's 0.1 fluid ounces of herbal water. And here's the thing, these lash serums, they really do need a prostaglandin analog in order to really help with lash growth. All of these ingredients, they may have benefits, but I mean, just imagine they're charging $78 for a tube of mostly water, bergamot peel water, and lavender flower water. See, it offends me at my core, and I wouldn't be so mad if I didn't waste my money on a product that made my lashes worse. It made my lashes worse because I was used to prostaglandin analogs. So again, I would recommend you something. You know what I'm using right now? The Lily Lashes. I got it in a Trend Mood box, and it's actually incredible. I need to eventually make a video about this because I've seen some real misinformation. I've seen people compare, a lash serum that goes on your eyelid to eye drops, and you can't do that. That's not scientific. As a researcher myself, if I ever tried to pull that around my scientific peers, I would be laughed out of the room. And yet there are people trying to make claims like that. That's not to say they're going to work for everybody, but I would absolutely say, that's what it takes if you want to grow out your lashes to a longer length. Moving on to Wednesday, March 16th, we have the Strivectin Super C Retinol Brighten and Correct Vitamin C Serum. I actually haven't tried this. I tried the oil from this company. I'll take a look at the ingredients though. Okay, so we have sodium ascorbyl phosphate as the vitamin C derivative in here. That's one of my favorites. In clinical trials, that one actually showed benefits in fighting acne as well as fighting hyperpigmentation. Some ascorbyl glucoside. It's saying ascorbic acid in the ingredients list. I would love to know the pH of this because they're using retinol in this product. Now here's the deal with combining vitamin C and retinol. You absolutely can combine vitamin C derivatives. They are not pH dependent like vitamin C, which is ascorbic acid. So I'm not sure. I'm kind of just assuming maybe the ascorbic acid isn't the highlight here. It might even be in here for some other purpose. But yeah, you probably will get the benefits of those vitamin C derivatives and retinol at the same time. So actually, I'd love to know more about that. Let me know if any of you have tried that. The Elemis Pro Collagen Marine Cream is back. This is, again, one of few of those very expensive products that I think is perhaps worth it for some amount of people. I have a video talking all about algae ingredients, which I'm pretty sure is the magic ingredient that Elemis is using. I do think it's a great product. I saw smoothing on my skin when I used it. It just is very pricey. Now in the sale, it's obviously a lot better, but know that this is a 1 ounce size. In fairness, it is a product where a little bit goes a long way. You know how we just talked about don't do that with sunscreen? Yeah, you actually can do that with this moisturizer. But I will say one more thing. If you can catch Elemis in their deals, there's all kinds of promotions on the Elemis website. If you're a big Elemis fan, honestly, you should be buying it direct. Because, the little mini sizes are all a ½ ounce. So, maybe the packaging isn't as cute, but it's the same product inside. And they just give that one away. It practically as some kind of a gift with purchase. Okay, let's move on to this conscious makeup selection here. I've not tried the Live Tinted Hue Stick Corrector, but feel free to comment if you have. The Beekman 1802 Milk Primer SPF 35. So first of all, I can actually buy this one because it is a mineral sunscreen filter here. I do not have experience with this, but thanks again to Wednesday's video. 2 of you left comments that I think were incredibly insightful and will help me to review this. So thank you to Andy and Kimberly. Andy left a comment saying this is her holy grail. She absolutely loves it. She also added that she doesn't wear makeup. And Kimberly said that she had all kinds of pilling when she paired this with makeup, so it didn't work out for her. I feel like this just really drives home that point that I was trying to make, that whether or not you wear makeup, whether you wear foundation, does make such an impact on choosing the right sunscreen. So I'm assuming from those comments that if you don't wear makeup, you may love this. but if you do, you may not. I'm kind of on the fence about trying it. $12.50 in this sale. I'm on the fence because I wear makeup, yes, but not every single day. So maybe I'll try it and see. And then 2 Jane Iredale primers. So feel free to talk me into this. You all talked me into the Jane Iredale powder in the last 21 days of beauty. I don't know. I don't know much about this brand, but it seems they have some very loyal fans. And I get it, because that powder foundation is amazing. I'm kind of sad it's not in this sale, actually. I'm not out of it yet, but I don't want to run out. Anyway, let's move on to Thursday, March 17th. Oh, the Tarte Maracuja Juicy Lip Balms are back. I just grabbed a few of the travel sizes of this, and I finished off the clear one in a full size. These are really nice. They're very comfortable on your lips. I see why they were so hyped. It just feels so comfortable and hydrating and emollient on your lips. It's really well done. I can see how if you want more color, you might not like these. But if what you're looking for in your lip product is more moisture, I do think you'll love these. The Kat Von D, oh shoot, I did it. KVD, it's the KVD. This is why so many people are still struggling to support this KVD beauty concept, is because it is so hard to detach the person who is no longer with the company from the initials KVD. Anyway, I don't even know what it stands for now. Y'all remember that awkward phase of kindness, vegan, beauty, discovery, Atlantic Ocean. What is it supposed to be now? It's Greek, or I don't know what this company is doing. They really should just change their name. They should change their name. Anyway, the tattoo liner was always a favorite among some people, but I never liked it. I never liked it, y'all. It's got a brush tip to it, which is nice to use, yes, but it dries out too quickly. In my opinion, for an expensive eyeliner pen, it dries out too quickly. My favorite, I'm sorry I'm a broken record, it is a product you'll have to buy from Korean retailers, but the Macqueen eyeliner is so good. The Stila One Step Correct, this still exists? Are you kidding me? This still exists? Honestly, I think I feel bad for Stila because they've been around for so long. This was a real hyped product at one point, but they've just really fallen from popularity. It's kind of a weird concept because it's purple, green, and peach color correctors all mixed up into one, which is not how color correcting works at all. You put green over red, you put peach over blue, it's the opposites on the color wheel. So why would it all just be smushed up into... I've never understood this product, but I think what happens is it just kind of makes a neutral color, and so yeah, you can use it as a primer. But is it really one-step correcting? Well, no, because you can't one-step correct. How would that work? The Peter Thomas Roth Max Complexion Correction Pads. So these are 2% salicylic acid, 10% glycolic acid. It's PTR. PTR has always thrown in all of the actives into their products. I wouldn't be surprised if some people love this, and yet it does say right on it, Fresh Peach Bellini scent. That's nice. That's actually quite nice to see the scent disclosed, isn't it? So sure enough, it does have fragrance. Oh, alcohol is the first ingredient. May not be for everybody, but personally, I've used products with alcohol, and as long as it's formulated into a product well, it can work out. But I'll pass on that one. It's just a little bit too much going on for those of us that have a little bit more reactive skin. The Kiehls Ultra-Brightening Essentials. This is probably a really nice set. It's not clickable right now. Is that a word, clickable? I think so, right? The Calendula Toner in the full size. The Clearly Corrective Dark Spot Solution. From this picture, I can't make out if that's the full size or not. And then... turmeric and cranberry, maybe. I'm really struggling just zooming into this. I don't know if this is a new release that's coming or just for the sale or what, but yeah, I can't click the link for some reason yet. Kiehls is alright. I bet that's a nice way to sample the brand, and that is a pretty darn good price for Kiehls products. Moving on to Friday, March 18th, we have the IT Cosmetics Confidence in a Cream Anti-Aging Moisturizer, the 2-ounce size. It's a nice generous size here. That'll be $24.75 in the sale. Really quickly, if you haven't gathered it by this point in the video, so I do have a difficult skin type. I do have a reactive skin type, and that eliminates certain products for me. The IT Cosmetics line, they use a lot of ingredients. Take a look at the inkies. They are very long. And if you have a more reactive skin type, you know, it only takes a little bit of one ingredient to throw off the results entirely for you. I think that's why IT Cosmetics isn't the best brand for me. And yet, you know, if you don't have very reactive skin, IT Cosmetics probably is a nice option. The formulas feel very nice in their textures and the way they glide onto your skin. It's just also a lot going on. We have a surprise beauty steal. I'll do my best to update you there. The Dermalogica Power Bright Dark Spot Serum. Dermalogica is also not my favorite brand. This too has a very long ingredients list and lots of essential oil ingredients. It may work out great for some people, but again, misreactivity over here. That's my name, don't wear it out. Let's move on to the skincare tools. Let's talk about these, because I think there's some interesting options here. So we have a gua sha, a stainless steel gua sha here. I will say, if you're interested in gua sha, ooh, you can get these for so much less from Korean retailers. So much less. Flawless by Finishing Touch Hydro Vibrating Facial Cleanser. So that'll be about $20 in this sale. That might be a nice alternative to the Foreo device. I haven't personally tried it though, so feel free to comment if you have. The NuFace Fix Line Smoothing Device. So this will be about $80 in this sale. I'm on the fence about this one. I'm curious about it. $80 is a good price, but I will say I've seen it for about $90 on Nordstrom Rack. I've seen this price range not too infrequently. Let me say a few things with this. First of all, if you are younger, please, you don't need microcurrent. Somebody needs to say this. If you are a younger person, you don't need to buy a NuFace. I'm in my 30s, and to be honest with you, the results that I've seen are fairly minimal. I have seen results, and I do like it, but with what I've seen, I can't imagine somebody who is 25, I can't imagine you would see anything at all. The main benefits that I've seen with NuFace devices, I would say it probably has to do with ATP production. We do talk about that in my electrotherapy video, but I think that's what it does, and you aren't losing ATP in your 20s. You haven't lost it. So please don't feel like you need to buy anti-aging devices because you're hitting the old age of 25. We've got to stop letting incels, impact our self-esteem. I'm not wrong. I am not wrong. I am very right about that one. So don't buy this if you're a younger person. Otherwise, I really don't know what to tell you, because with this being a small device, it's made to target around your eye area, and maybe that's helpful. It would have to be a lower microcurrent. I don't know. I don't know. I might buy it, but then I might not. So that's where I stand right now. Feel free to leave feedback. Feel free. Moving on to the Skin Gym Rose Quartz Crystal Facial Roller. Okay, so a few things about rollers, first of all. It actually really bugs me when I see people say they don't work. It's like, well, what is your definition of work? Look, unfortunately, I have seen some rather shady marketing around jade rollers, rose quartz rollers. I've seen people claim they can do all kinds of miracle things, but that's never what the idea was in ancient Chinese medicine. They absolutely do help with lymphatic drainage. Sure, you don't absolutely have to buy a roller or a gua sha for that. You could use a cold spoon, but it absolutely does assist with that. And in addition, I like them because they feel nice. I think if you're the kind of person who enjoys your skincare routine, if you really get into it, which I do, it's to a level where Ara knows when she hears that podcast start up in the evening, she knows I'm about to start up my skincare routine. I'm going to take my time so much that I'm going to get halfway through a podcast. Y'all listening to me right now, I found Gangster Capitalism, and I'm listening to the Jerry Falwell story. Oh, see, I grew up in that nonsense. Oh man, it's a wild ride. Sorry, I digress. With Skin Gym in particular, I've bought a few of their items. This is the Obsidian Roller. First of all, what is this packaging, Skin Gym? Y'all are the only ones that package in a bag. Everyone else has a nice, pretty box, and I assume this is because, this is my theory, by the way, this is just Alice theory. I feel like all of the rollers on the market, or at least most of them, are private labeled. It seems to me they're all the same design with their different names slapped on them right here. That's what it feels like. $14 isn't bad, though I will say that I've paid $35 for them in the past because they had a moment. That's when I had to pay $35. But yeah, it's something that it's not going to be for everybody. If you like to rush your routine, do not buy a jade roller. You will hate it. But everyone is different. I truly believe some people will enjoy them. Let's look at this woman-founded selection here. I haven't tried everything, but I will talk to you about what I have tried, and I'll put the rest up on the screen. So we have the Mented Semi-Matte Lipstick. I am wearing this one today. This is the shade Pretty in Pink. It is nice. It does feel lightweight, though. But it'll also be $8.25, and the lipstick itself is really nice. It's quite comfortable. This is more for those of you that are looking for pigmentation. It's not it's not the most hydrating. You would want to go for the Tarte instead, or the new Merit lipsticks. Oh my goodness. But this one is for pigment. Mented Cosmetics is a Black-owned brand, so they've specifically formulated to show up on deeper skin tones. The Ulta Beauty Say What foundation, y'all, I pulled this out today. I don't wear this all the time because I do have to mix in a little bit of green color corrector. I don't know what shade I have. Oh, it's right here, Fair Lady T1in. It's close, but it does need a little bit of a green color corrector for me. But I gotta tell you, I wore this today for the first time in a while, and I took out one pump of this. So more recently, I've been wearing the new Ilia and the Kosas foundations, right? We talked all about those lately. So those have been 2-pump foundations. 2 pumps to get the right coverage for my skin. This one, I took out the 1 pump and I did not even use the full pump on my entire face. I needed about half of that. I forgot what coverage used to be like a couple of years ago. We've just changed directions entirely. But, you know, also, like I say in that same video, some people might like more coverage. This is much more coverage. I have seen some people say they don't like this, so I would absolutely point out it's a less is more foundation. It truly is. Use less of the product because it is shocking how much coverage you get, and it spreads out nicely. It actually is really, it's a nice foundation. Check the ingredients, though. It's not a fragrance-free option. They have some varying ingredients by different shade ranges, but overall it is nice, and it is a soft matte finish. The Kiehls Nourishing Cleansing Balm, I might actually pick that up. I'm considering it. And then the Sarah Happ Lip Scrub, that is a nice lip scrub. But just, I could never imagine myself paying full price for that one. Lip scrubs are sugar and oil. Yes, it's the best one I've tried, but yeah, that's a $24 sugar and oil scrub. It's hard. It's hard. And the final day for this week, Saturday, March 19th, another surprise steal. Stop it, Ulta. Stop it. The Clinique Dramatically Different Moisturizers. I'm surprised to see these and kind of bummed out because I actually want to buy another of the, what do they call those? Where you pick the cartridge. I had one of those I really enjoyed, and I gave it away because I expected there to be more in sales. In time, Alice. The Dramatically Different Moisturizers, so these bring back so many memories for me. So way back, I remember these being explained as a second moisturizer, which was actually beneficial for my skin type. I've been dry my whole life. There has never been a day, neither in my childhood, my teen years, nor now, where I have understood oil production. So it actually was a good system for me, the moisturizer and then Dramatically Different. I don't know if you need it anymore though. I feel like moisturizers have gotten so good. I mean, there's just so many options based on your skin type. So I don't know if it's a must-have in the way that it kind of was. It's a nice product if you enjoy it. If you've never tried it, I don't really think you're missing too much by not buying it. But at the same time, I am sitting here noticing it is 4.2 ounces on sale for $16.25. You know, Clinique has good prices. Lancome Idole Eau de Parfum. I don't really like reviewing fragrances because my nose isn't all that strong, so I don't prefer to do it. But I liked this one. It's fine. Our very last item for this sale, the Kate Somerville Eradicate Daily Foaming Cleanser. This one is in my second to last empties. So I finished off a full size of this. I did like it, but I didn't use it too frequently. So there's a few things I would tell you about this. First of all, you don't need this if you don't have acne. If you do have acne, it's 3% sulfur. It does have a bit of a smell to it. Not everybody can deal with the sulfur smell, but sulfur is a great ingredient for fighting acne. It has the base of it feels a little bit harsh for me. So even though I felt like it treated my acne, I did feel like it was occasionally a bit much for my dry skin. So I used it about once a week, which surprisingly was all I really needed. It is an effective product, but maybe be cautious with it if you have a drier skin type. And that is it, my friends. That is everything that will be in week 1 of the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Are you grabbing anything? Are you bored with this sale? Make sure you subscribe. As you know, we will do weeks 2 and 3 around the same time. I'm trying to make it Friday, but probably Saturdays. These are very time-consuming videos, so most likely it'll be up every Saturday. And that's it. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, do make sure to hit that like button, and I will see you all next time.